Hey YouTube, this is Marty from the channel Budget Bugout, and a lot of y'all know that I am active duty military. Well, what I wanted to do is, because of the government shutdown, is to do a video real quickly and kind of get the information out there for those of you who maybe you're like myself, where you're active duty, or perhaps you're a guard, reservist, or you're a civilian employee of the military, and you're either unsure or you're panicking about the government shutdown that happened just recently. So I wanted to go ahead and make this video, give you guys some insight on what to expect, as well as leave resources in the description box down below. And I also would like it if y'all left your questions in the comment section down below, as well as those of you who have more experience with government shutdowns and how that affects the military. Let me know your recommendations, and please answer any questions that people may have in the comment section down below, because I won't be able to answer all of the different scenarios as it's going to relate to everyone who could be affected. So first and foremost, for those of you who are in the military, I would definitely recommend that you don't panic. And then the second thing is, part of the reason why I'm making this video is because I'm on social media. I'm seeing what my friends are posting, some of my coworkers, and seeing all of the kind of the panic that is happening with the young men and women who are serving in the United States military, whether that be airmen, sailors, soldiers, or Marines. There's a lot of people who are kind of panicking, as well as some of the military spouses out there. So the second thing is, please do not post anything that would bring discredit upon yourself or the United States military. That includes your personal opinions on our elected leaders. So please keep those things in mind. And also, if you are panicking, please do your best to find out information rather than just kind of spreading false information, false narratives, or just expressing your panic and what you think could be a situation that might mislead somebody else on accident because you're upset about it. So like I said, check out the links below that I'll be using as well to answer some of these questions if a video format just isn't doing it for you. So one thing that I'm very thankful that the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, who is Chief Wright, what he posted was a very informative post on his Facebook, kind of going through all the different scenarios. So the first thing that I will mention is how this will affect the men and women in the military is pay, because that seems to be the biggest one for sure, and that makes sense, right? So how is the military still going to get paid? Well, if you are a civilian in the military, unfortunately, and as you probably know this, those individuals will be furloughed, which means that they will not be required to show up to work, and they will also not get paid at the same time. For those of us who are in the military, then we are going to have to still report as normal. For those of us who are active duty anyways, I'm not sure about Guard Reserve. You'll have to work with your chain of command, and I'll try to annotate things down below if I find out more information. But those of us who are active duty, we will continue to report every day, and for all of the days that it takes for this situation to be resolved in Congress, though that pay will be back paid to us at a later time. So it might be a different paycheck that we actually receive that. Now, if you are more or less living paycheck to paycheck, then please let your chain of command know this, your first sergeant, your frontline supervisors, and work with them so that your finances can be arranged in a manner so that this isn't going to be as much of a burden on y'all for the time that this shutdown is occurring. That being said, if you bank with certain banks such as USAA, I know Naval Federal Credit Union, as well as Service Federal Credit Union, then you will still get paid as normal, because these banks, as well as many others, you'll have to check with your bank specifically, or your Federal Credit Union, but the ones that I mentioned, I know for a fact that you will still get paid, and basically they're just going to absorb the impact themselves. Those banks are. So that's also one of the one of the reasons why these are such great banks for those of you who are in the military. Another thing that I kind of want to mention is for those of you who are expecting to be TDY, be sure you check with your chain of command, because most TDYs are being canceled at the moment, as well as if you're going to be taking a PME course such as NCOA and perhaps even some ALS courses out there. If you're going to be leaving your base to TDY to a PME course, then that also most likely will be canceled as well if it's surrounding a TDY, like I mentioned. And then another thing I wanted to mention is for those of you who have families and you use the Child Development Center, be sure you check with your local base, because it is going to vary from base to base if the CDC is going to remain open. So kind of keep that in mind for those of you who maybe you're single parents or your significant other is deployed. That's going to put some strain on y'all. If you're overseas like myself, the commissary will remain open, and all base exchanges worldwide will also remain open. So if you're stateside and you're just trying to figure out if your commissary is going to be open or not, maybe you live in the dorms, maybe you're limited transportation options, then be sure you ask around to see if your commissary is still going to be open for those of you who are stateside. And for those of you who are not in the military and you're trying to figure out what to do, please just be there for your military community. And if you see someone kind of maybe they're at lunch or something, and you want to do something nice for them, maybe pay for their meal, say thanks for your service, sorry for the situation that's going on right now, but we don't need any handouts or anything like that. Just kind of be there for the military members in your community. Anyways, guys, that's all that I wanted to share with y'all. Just some real big key items that I've been seeing. Y'all stay safe out there, and remember, it pays to be prepared. God bless.